Let's talk about Stoicism, but forget what you think you know. We're not diving into some dusty, old philosophy textbook. No. Think of this as a practical, powerful tool, an upgrade for your mind, specifically designed for the chaos of modern life. We're going to talk about Stoicism as an operating system. You know that feeling, right? That constant low-grade hum of anxiety from a world that just never seems to stop or slow down. Deadlines, notifications, traffic. It's like being pulled in 100 different directions at once. And yeah, it can be totally overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a solution? Not a new one, but a system that's been stress tested for over 2,000 years, built for the exact kind of chaos we're dealing with right now. So let's really reframe this. Stop thinking of Stoicism as a philosophy and start thinking of it as an operating system for your mind. It's the software that runs in the background, helping you process challenges, manage your emotions, and just function better, especially when things get messy. And listen, this isn't some new self-help fad. This OS has been used by some of the most effective people in history. We're talking about a Roman emperor leading his people through a plague, a brilliant statesman navigating incredibly dangerous politics, and even a former slave who became one of the most respected teachers on freedom. They all ran on the same core code. So what's the first and most important line of that code? Well, it's an idea so simple but so incredibly powerful that it can literally change your life the moment you really, truly get it. That's it. That's the master key, right there from the teacher Epictetus. I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? But just think about it for a second. Almost all of our frustration, our anger, our anxiety, it comes from forgetting this one simple truth. So let's break this down. On the left, you've got all the stuff you just can't do anything about. The traffic, the weather, what other people think of you. Trying to change these things is like yelling at the rain to stop. It's a total waste of energy. But everything on the right, that's your kingdom. Your thoughts, your attitude, your actions, that's where you're the boss. And that's where 100% of your focus should go. And let's be super clear about something. This does not mean you become a passive doormat and just let the world walk all over you. Absolutely not. It's the exact opposite. It's about being a strategist with your own energy. You stop wasting it on battles you can't win, so you can pour all of it into the battles you can. Okay, so once you've figured out where to focus your energy, what's the next step? Well, now we have to manage what's going on inside our own heads. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius really nailed it with this one. He's telling us that the stuff that happens out there in the world doesn't actually have power over us. The only power it has is the power we give it with our own thoughts and judgments. Let's use a real-world example, one that we've probably all felt. A project you poured your heart and soul into fails. It just completely bombs. Now, this is going to sound a little crazy, but to a Stoic, that event, the failure itself, is neutral. It's just a fact. See, the suffering doesn't come from the event. It comes from the story you tell yourself about the event. Your knee-jerk reaction might be that first one, I'm a failure, it's over. And that leads to despair. But the Stoic judgment, which is a conscious choice, is different. It says, okay, this hurts, but what can I learn from it? It's the same event, but two completely different realities. And here's the secret weapon in all of this. There is a tiny little gap, a moment, a pause between what happens to you and how you react to it. Finding that space and using it to choose your response, well, that's where all your power and all your freedom really lives. All right, now we get to a part of Stoicism that is truly radical. This isn't just about enduring hard times anymore. This is about using them. This quote from Marcus Aurelius can really twist your brain at first, but what he's saying is that whatever is blocking your path, that obstacle isn't just in your way. It is your way. It's your new path forward. This way of thinking completely reframes every challenge you face. That coworker who drives you absolutely crazy, they're not just an annoyance anymore. They're your personal trainer for the virtue of patience. That unexpected failure, it's not just a setback. It's a workout for your resilience muscles. Every single problem becomes a chance to practice and build your character. Now, for a Stoic tool that might sound a little dark at first, but stick with me, because it is one of the most powerful ways to cut through the noise and figure out what actually matters. Seneca just hits the nail on the head here, doesn't he? The real problem isn't how short life is, it's how much of it we waste on things that just don't matter. We get caught up in petty arguments, endless scrolling, and pointless worries. So the Stoics practice something called memento mori, which means remember you will die. But look, this is not about being morbid or creating fear. Not at all. Think of it as a filter. It's designed to give you a healthy sense of urgency and to make you deeply appreciate the time you have right now. This is the question it forces you to ask about everything. When you hold up some small daily frustration against the simple fact of your mortality, most of the time, it just evaporates. It clarifies your priorities like nothing else can. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do we take these ideas and make them a real daily habit? How do you install this operating system? Well, you can think of it like a daily startup routine. Every morning, you mentally prepare. You just take a minute to separate what's in your control from what isn't. Then, during the day, when you feel yourself getting angry or frustrated, you practice the pause, just a breath before you react. When a problem shows up, you ask that question, how can I use this? And then at the end of the day, you do a quick system diagnostic with a journal. Reflect on what went well, what didn't, and get ready for tomorrow. Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. Stoicism isn't some destination you finally arrive at where you're perfect. No, it's a practice. It's a series of small choices you make every single day. The choice to be reasonable, to be resilient, to be your better self. Because let's be honest, the world out there isn't going to get any less chaotic. The deadlines, the traffic, the uncertainty, that's all here to stay. That's the constant. The only variable in the entire equation is you. So the question isn't whether chaos is coming. The only question is, what will you choose to control today?